Hey, Mike Shea here in Florida. I want to talk to business buyers and business sellers. $2.34 trillion. That's a crap load of money. 2.3 trillion is in the hands of baby boomers right now in business ownership. Back in 2005, when I first got into this business, people were telling me there's this tsunami, this wave that's going to come. And much like a tsunami, you hear the rumblings. It gurgles under the water, and due to earthquakes and whatnot, and then it kind of moves through and it comes out of nowhere. And we were all waiting in anticipation for this massive wave of people to bring their businesses to market. And here we are in 2024, and it still has not happened. And I got a reason in my back of my mind that I think that's occurred. It's anecdotal. There's no subjective data to base this on, but in 2005, things were great. Interest rates were low, exchange rates were fantastic, people could get crazy multiples. And then what happened in 2007 to 2009? Well, the Great Recession happened. And a lot of those people who were in their 60s and early 70s back then had made investments in real estate because money was cheap, and that was the days of interest-only loans. People were buying property, had fictional value due to the skyrocketing demand, and then it crashed. 7, 8, 9 was ugly, just ugly time for much of the world. Well, that had a ripple effect into the pocketbooks of these business owners that were supposed to be coming to market. So what'd they do? They regrouped. They came back. They knuckled down and had to rebuild to be in a position to get out again. And that took them 10, 11, 12, 13. Things were great. 14, 15. Things were fantastic. Roll into 19, 20, 2019, 2020, what happens again? Well, COVID happened. So they took a second punch to the mouth. There were some hiccups in and out, wars, banking issues, things like that. But major event was COVID. That was an international event, and it had a ripple effect into these very same people. So now they're not in their 60s and their 70s. Now they're in their 70s and their 80s. And here they are. And I've had couples sit in front of me with in their 80s who are telling me they can't retire because they don't have enough. Now, remember, at the same time, cost of living has gone up, cost of healthcare has gone up, and they did not prepare for those events. That's not something I can fix. But the one thing that does not stop is Father Time. Father Time comes, and businesses have ownership changes due to the 3Ds, and the one we're going to talk about is death. Death happens to us all. There's an old saying in Latin, it's called tempus fugit memento mori, meaning time flies, remember death. And we're coming to a point where these octogenarians are now 82, 83, 84. Their skills, their speed, and Father Time is catching up with them, and these businesses are about to trade. I think the tsunami will happen over the next 5 years. Now, here's the sad part. Of that 2.3 trillion, statistically speaking, only 20% of them are going to sell. Why? Well, they didn't prepare. Books and records aren't in good shape. Buyers are uneducated about how to extract value from those deals or those opportunities. And sellers or their heirs are ignorant of how to transition the business and when to transition the business. They have hard times making tough emotional decisions regarding to capabilities and needs of family members, or how to be stewards of that wealth. So although there's great opportunity in that $2.3 trillion, very little of that will actually transition to new ownership. A lot of it will fall by the wayside, and there'll be some good disruption from that. Markets will shift, market share will shift. So what can be done? Well, to the owners, you need to get educated, and you need to secure good professional help, and you need to get into the hands of business brokers who have skills, talents, resources, and experience, and will be wise counselors who will help you exit and extract value. To the buyers, you too need to get educated on the practical ways to identify value and grapple with the limited ability to get capital that exists in the present and probably for the next 2 to 3 years due to the rates that we're seeing with the SBA. So is there a seller tsunami? There will be. The question is it now? I think it's the next 3 to 5 years.